Okay, so everybody, welcome to YouTube for Real Estate, how to get leads and attract your ideal client. And I should add to that, it's a more loyal client as well. We're going to share our sound, make sure you have that done. And um, let's see if we have to do that, optimize the video. Okay, good. So as a bonus, I am super excited to present this as there's a ton of skills, strategies, tools, and resources that are packed into this presentation. I just, like you, I use these classes when I research and put a class together. I use these classes in order to find out information and find out how to use stuff. So, and then I apply it, like we're going to revamp our whole YouTube channel as well as a result of putting this class together. In this masterclass, we're going to discuss the ins and outs of the second largest search engine on the internet. Yes, you heard that right. So YouTube is a powerful tool to generate leads and attract your ideal client. And today our goal is to teach you the ins and outs of how to effectively leverage this platform and all of its resources. And it's got a really good amount of resources on here. Okay, without further ado, if you get a chance, if you're on your phone, just click a screenshot of this, check yourself in. The reason we want you to do that is because when you check yourself into today's class, the only thing you really need is your phone, because you're going to get a replay of this. By the way, there will be a replay of this on Lab Code Agents YouTube channel, which, by the way, is a phenomenal YouTube channel. No matter what question you have, I've been to their YouTube channel. It's got, I don't know, a couple hundred videos on there. It is amazing. It's got every question on there that you could want to know how to do. You can find it on their channel. So if you get to scan the YouTube channel, scan the code on here, fill that out, you'll get a copy of our guide, which I'll show you next. So YouTube video checklist on what to do through YouTube. It'll give you some ins and outs of how to get started with that. You also get some slides that can show you exactly how to get your YouTube started. So it's kind of a two-part masterclass. The first part is kind of how to get started with YouTube if you're not aware of it, how to get your channel going, what good things to put in there to make sure your channel gets seen. And the second class really gets to like the Geek Squad. The second part of the class gets to the real important Geek Squad. If you want to get a hold of me, here's all my social media. You can just screenshot this. It's a link card, which is, by the way, if none of you have it, I don't get paid for this, but it's fantastic. For 20 or 25 bucks, all your clients can get a hold of you, all your social media. You can direct them to your website. You can do a whole bunch of stuff with it. So it's really great. I just want to go into the fact that I partnered with Lab Code Agents because I really like their mindset about how you, the agent, move forward, how you get information, how everything they do on this channel is to help you grow your business. And it doesn't have a lot of the other stuff that I see on a lot of other channels. So they kind of control that. They moderate it very well. All right. Having said that, let's get into our agenda because there's a lot to unpack here. So number one, here's what you're going to learn: how to set up and optimize your YouTube channel and start using one of the top 3 social media tools out there. Second, we're going to teach you how to create a viral video. What formula there is that you can use and that's used by some of the top creators and influencers on YouTube, what they do. Third, we're going to talk about YouTube's latest edition. When I say latest, year and a half ago, maybe 2 years ago, YouTube Shorts. So that was done to compete again with Instagram and the growth of TikTok. And then we're going to give you some tools and resources on showing how to streamline your efforts. And at the end, we're going to talk about how to edit and optimize your videos. And then we're going to show you, and by the way, in that editing and optimize, please stay tuned for that. because there's some really great content that will help you boost your channel and give you some insights on how some of the influencers are doing that. And at the very end, real stars with rock star content. So we're going to look at realtors who do a great job and have a big influence on YouTube. Let's check the chat. Okay, everything's in there. Good. All right, so let's get started because, again, a lot to unpack here. Okay, part one, how to set up your YouTube channel. For those of you who do not have YouTube channel, this is the first step. But before we go into the actual steps, let's talk about the reason why. So I'll use a story that there was a realtor who had been in business for 8 or 10 years in, I think it was San Diego, or maybe it was Northern California. I don't remember. Her name is Karen Carr. You can write that down. I think it's KARINCARR. Subsequently, she has done a book on YouTube and how she used YouTube. But her basic story, really fast, is that she was married to a person in the military. She was had a well-established practice in real estate. Husband comes home one day and says, "Hey, honey, how do you like Georgia? Because I've been redeployed to Georgia." Boom. Okay, now she's got to move to Georgia. She gets there. She takes the test. She signs up with a brokerage down there. And she's like, okay, how do I reinvent myself? I don't know anything about Georgia. So she decides to go around the neighborhoods. And she goes, okay, I want to kind of remember how this looks. So she starts on her phone taking video of all the different neighborhoods in Georgia and kind of taking verbal notes. And then she says, well, I don't want to transcribe them. I'll use YouTube. I'll put them on YouTube, and that way I can just refer back to them. And that's how this whole thing started. She didn't even mean to really have a channel. She was using it basically as a note-taking process. So what happens is 4 months in, she's not doing a lot of business. She gets her first listing appointment. She goes to that listing appointment, and again, seasoned vet, she knows what to do. She goes through her presentation all the time. In her mind, she's going, yeah, they're probably going to use someone local, who really knows, because she's not lying to them. She's not saying, oh, yeah, I've been here for years. She tells them the truth. So at the very end, she goes, so who else are you interviewing? And they look at her like, what do you mean, who else am I interviewing? We've been watching your channel. We've loved your videos. You seem to really get it, and the process. And we've enjoyed watching what your eye on the neighborhood and seeing what you see. We're going to use you. Light bulb goes off in Karen's head. Oh, wait, this could be a great tool. And this is going back probably 7 or 8 years at this point. And so now she's got, a successful YouTube channel. You can look her up again. She's Georgia Coast Homes. I think that's the name, Georgia Coast Homes. So look her up, Karen Carr. And that's one of the reasons that you should use it. I mean, there's other reasons as well that we could point out, but we'll just stick with that one for the sake of time. So let's also show you what you're going to be looking at. Let's take a look at a really good channel. This is an exceptional channel. Other than having an awesome name, Max Maxwell, there's a robust name, but he's got a really great channel. So Max Maxwell is a flipper. I mean, he's a wholesaler essentially, and he's got 335,000 subscribers. So we'll cover points and tell you why this channel is so strong using real life example. I urge you to look at his site also. But look, he's got a really strong banner. He's got a great call to action. He's got a ton of videos. Aside from having that phenomenal name, he's got a really good, strong brand presence. And he uses stuff like "I'm a serial entrepreneur," which really adheres to real estate agents too. He's got a great attractive cover photo, and he's really good at using psychology, and that's why I say you should look at his channel. If you listen to the way, and he describes exactly his sales technique, and I think it's something we can all learn from. Okay, back to step-by-step presentation, which is what this is. So to get started, head to www.youtube.com, sign in with your Gmail account. Yes, you will need a Gmail account. YouTube, for those of you who don't know, is owned by Google. And that's a great thing. If a number of you may have been here to see our Google business class that we held here, Google My Business. It was a really good class, really well attended, but you'll see a lot of the same similar things on this in the process. And the fact that it's owned by Google, it's also a good thing, because if you've got a Gmail account, then you've got a Google business profile, now you're getting YouTube, all that stuff helps the SEO. So it puts it all together and it helps their analysis, and it boosts your SEO up. All right, so anyhow, go here, click create a channel, and then you'll be prompted to sign in through your Gmail. Click your icon on the right hand side here, and boom, you'll go create a channel. You go to the next one. So you'll be prompted to upload a headshot, which can be a clean photo of yourself. You can, again, all of us realtors who have our photos from 5 or 10 years ago, feel free to upload that. But you can also, if you wanted to use a logo, you can. I'd like the headshot better because people are going to come on your channel. They want to know who they're dealing with. They want to see you, and it humanizes the channel and your brand. So I recommend that over doing a logo, but you can do a logo. This will help your SEO. And no, to answer the question, is there any exclusive channel for investor clients? You can have a separate channel for each niche if you want, or niche if you want. Senior citizens, all that. Yes, you can do that if you want to do that. You can have a separate channel. We'll get into the branding of that later. But anyhow, you also, additionally, we recommend that not only you include your name, but you include your title. Like you put Christine Crowley /real estate agent. This will help boost the SEO as well, and help you get found quicker. And lastly, you should have a handle or a username, and should match your brand name, and that should be over all of your social media. So when branding myself, or branding yourself, if you're going to do your name, Kevin Berjou, real estate agent or realtor or real estate agency, you should have that on Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, everywhere, because all those search engines will help you being found. That's how their algorithms work. The easier they find you, and you have to make it easier for them, the easier that they find you, the faster you get boosted in their algorithm, the more you get to different people. So I would highly recommend that. Again, once you get this process done, just click create channel, and boom, now you'll be bought. You now have a YouTube channel. You don't have anything on it, but you do have a YouTube channel. So you'll be brought to your channel, which is not populated yet. So you're now going to have to customize it. So click the customize channel button, and then you'll notice 3 tabs on there. So the tabs are layout, branding, and basic info. We'll start with basic info and kind of work our way backwards. Basic info, of course, has your name and your title that you just added to your handle. Follow the prompts, and you can now add a detailed description of, and here's what your description should include. What you do, who you are, what you do, and how you can help, because that's what people are coming to your channel for. They want to know how you can help them. So how you can serve your viewers. If you're specializing, here's what I mean. So let's say you specialize in first-time buyers, right? And educating them on how the home buying process works, then put that in there. Or maybe you work with veterans a lot. So, and maybe you're really good at VA stuff. Maybe you want to put that in there. So, or divorce listings. No matter what it is, if you have a specialty, you should really put that in there. You also want to add your contact information at the end of that, as well as maybe a short bio. By the way, if you don't have a bio that comes to your mind, check your LinkedIn. If you have LinkedIn, usually they'll request a bio be put out there, so you can copy and paste that. Absent all of that, if for those of you who didn't attend our Chat GPT class, I would go there. Chat GPT does a great job with the right prompts at creating a wonderful bio. It's better than one I can write, and I write fairly well. So absolutely, you can do that. It'll also save about 25 minutes. So next, we'll take a look at a channel that has a great description as a sample, but also if, in lieu of doing that, one of the things you can do is you can do your description, you can do it as a video, and I'll show you one that has. Here we go. This is mine. Recognize this, it's Kevin Burju.
Thank you for joining us here on our channel today. My name is Kevin Burju. I am the branch manager of Philly Mortgage Team and one of the co-creators of Clear to Close Mortgage. Our team has created this channel for you, the consumer and buyer, so that you can get as much information as you need in order to make good decisions.
Okay, so I'm not going to go longer into that. I just wanted to give you an example of that. Mine was about 1 minute and 20 seconds long, which is about 1 minute too long. This really should be 20 to 30 seconds, if that. But it's a good way to set up, and again, the more you converse with people, the more you humanize this. But if you're going to do it this way, think of your best elevator speech, right? 15, 20 seconds, maybe 25 seconds long, and that's it. So let's go to a really good introduction here. So let's look at Kyle Handy. So Kyle has a really great opening line. I love this. I'm going to read it over to you. I can see better on this screen. Kyle Handy is ranked as one of San Antonio's top 15 real estate agents by the San Antonio Business Journal and leads an expansion team of over 500 agents across 34 states. Okay, so just taking a look at what he wrote, he included who, what he does for people. He took it a step further to provide some details, and he put in, maybe if you don't, here's a little trick. Let's say you're newer to this and you've done 15, 10 maybe deals so far in your career. Well, break it down into hours, because hell, you can spend 150 hours on one deal, if not more. So he also put in third-party verification on here. I think he said from the San Antonio Business Journal. He goes on in this, and you can read through this further and go into his, or look at it on the replay. You can go into his site, but he goes into a bunch of stuff that he's done, more verifications. He goes into a little, and I'd kind of avoid this a little bit. He goes into a little bit me boasting of the stuff he's done. It's great to list them, but it's great when other people actually list it. So I think it's more important. People come here not really to hear about you, but to hear how about you can solve their problems. So their issues, and give them information that they're looking for. So what you can do for them, essentially, because that's why they come there. So again, third-party verifications, if you have Google and you get Google reviews, you can use those here. You have 30 or 60 or 100, 4.95 stars on Google. That's great. But you want to make it interesting in here. You don't want to be too long. This one is a good example. It's well written, it's short, to the point. Okay, moving along, you'll see your channel URL. It'll be worthwhile rather, to copy and paste this into a safe place. Put it in your phone, put it somewhere else. This is the standard web address. So you want to make a copy of that. Also put down whatever code password you're holding on to get into this. Make sure you put it somewhere safe, because it happens a number of times where people will go, I don't remember my password. I can't really help them with that. But it also has a unique channel idea. It wouldn't hurt you to add this to all of your social media. So speaking of that, make sure that there's links on your YouTube channel to your Facebook, to your Instagram, TikTok, whatever you're using, and vice versa. So make sure that they're all, it's like a bee, it's, cross-pollinating. Make sure you have all of that, okay? Once you get all of that in there, And also include, by the way, links to your website and review sites like Zillow or Realtor.com. Once all that's done, guess what you do? You hit publish. Let me just check real quick and see if there's any other. Can we use AI to generate a post and on the channel? Yeah, I think that you can. If anything, you can just copy and post in there. So, or copy and paste rather in there. So that's easy enough. Okay. All right. Now let's look at the branding tab. You'll see the headshot or logo you uploaded previously, and you'll also be prompted to upload a banner. We're going to get into what a banner and how to get that banner done. But banners are really important. It's the way to initially grab your viewers' attention, right? So they click on your channel. One of the first things they see after your intro is your banner. So we want you to pay close attention to that. We're going to talk more about it in other slides. But think of your banner like your front door of your house, right? So you have a listing. Inside the listing, it's amazing. You know, it's just newly rehabbed, level 8 granite, stainless appliances, all that stuff, right? But outside, front doors peeling paint, tumbleweeds going across the porch, not so good. Well, guess what? You hold an open house, people are going to come up and go, maybe we'll go to the next one. You don't want that. You want it to be warm and inviting. That's the same thing you want out of your banner. Also be aware that YouTube has a pixel count, so you have to stay within that pixel count. And so optimization is going to be very important. And you can also, YouTube allows you to add a watermark. You can figure out whatever you want to be your watermark and add that to all your videos so nobody can copy and use them. Again, I don't do that. I'm not saying that you shouldn't. It's something that you can do. Once all you're done on that, guess what you do? That's right, click publish. Okay, so here's a great banner. Jerry Norton does a great job at showcasing his brand, his logo, his website. He's got a tagline on there, and he's got it includes an image of himself, which kind of humanizes the banner. He says what he's done, wholesaling, flipping. You know, again, he points you to his TV. He tells you how many subscribers he has. So there's a whole bunch on here. He gives you a call to action. Here you can subscribe. It's a really great job. So this is one of the ones you can look at. It's inviting, it's well laid out, and it includes links to his website. But here's another one. So maybe you're not, the most creative type, and this isn't your thing, right? So here's another kind of simple example of an effective banner in case you're not great with design. Maybe design isn't your thing, right? I know it seems that we have to do so many things. Now we have to be masters of all the different social media, aside from being realtors and mortgage people. So, but look at this one. It's really easy. Lily Invests. It's pretty plain real estate investing from start to finish. It's very clear. She's got her logo on here. She's got some contrasting colors. And banners like this can be easily made on design apps like Canva, right? It's clean and simple. It's got a stated mission. It does the trick. Speaking of, if you're familiar with Canva, because you actually are forming a class on that, but if you're familiar with it, you know how powerful a tool that Canva is and can be. It's kind of the holy grail of graphic design programs, and it's free. I love free. It's free to use and create your own banner. As a matter of fact, Canva actually, if you do the drop down in the templates, actually has a template for a banner for YouTube specifically. So all you have to do is click that, fill it with your information, and publish it. But let's say that sounds like a lot. Okay, let's say, hey, I've got to do 50,000 things as a realtor. I don't want to be a graphic designer. Great, go to something like Fiverr. Okay, you can always do that and spend your energy elsewhere. Spend a couple of bucks. Fiverr is usually pretty cheap, and have someone else create it for you. Give them the ideas and have them do that for you. Okay, we're up to part 2. Hold on, let me look in the questions. Okay, I look at Margaret. Margaret, if you DM me, I can look into that. And can it be a GIF on a short video? Yeah, I think it can be too. Okay, so part two. We made it to part two. In this section, we're going to cover video content formula that's been used by really top creators and influencers to create a viral video. So it'll show you how to, what the formula is, how to use it to get increased views, increased likes, and, increased engagement, which is really what you're looking for. Number one mantra in all social media that you're sending out to your clients is to get people to know you, like you, and trust you. So anytime you're doing anything, doesn't matter, Instagram, YouTube, Facebook, TikTok, that's the thing that you should think. Is this going to get them to know me, like me, trust me? That's it. So that's the number one mantra. All right. That being said, let's talk about some videos that perform well before we go into the formula. So you can have educational content, right? So people come to YouTube because they want to learn new things. Again, when they want to learn who to use, accountants or for landscaping, they go to Google Business Profile. So they Google those people, right? That's the who. But when they want to learn how, they go to YouTube. It's number one video for how. So number one platform, I should say, for how. So you can talk about the home buying process. For people that are unsure how to start the process, you can collaborate with your mortgage person and go over the documents that are needed for pre-approval and for a mortgage commitment and everything they'll need. You can even do something that you don't have to reinvent the wheel. You can just go over, and do a video on what real estate terminology is, because we do this every day and we forget that other people don't. So you say escrow to me, I know what you're talking about. You say escrow to the average person walking the street, not so much. So it's easy. You can have that type of common stuff that people need to know. So next, you can do a vlog. A vlog style content is also very popular. To state the obvious, people want to work with people that they know, like, and trust, as we said before. So this helps to get them to know you. Again, it helps you humanize your brand. Now, I'll tell you, you can do stuff like a day in the life of a real estate agent, or a mortgage person, whatever it is. I find that not to be as interesting to people. Because it's great for us, it's good for our ego, but that's not why people come to YouTube. They come there because they want to solve a how. They want to find out the process. So maybe a good thing to do is not show the day in the life of you, but maybe show the process. How the process works from start to finish. Show exactly every step of detail. And you can use B-roll of you talking to clients in your first interview with them and taking them through the showing of houses. There's a lot of stuff that you can do there that really will get them to humanize you and get to know you and like you. So that's something you can do there. Lastly is storytelling. So that's right here, inspirational storytelling. It's the single-handedly the most viral search content of all the content that people search. Online searchers gravitate to this because, basically, they want to know what the most relatable is. So, and this is it. So when they search for this, they're looking for stuff that they can relate to. Okay, so you can use your client testimonials. If you don't have that, you can also share a success story. Like, John and Mary put 4 bids on properties and kept losing them. Then they switched over to, they did that with another realtor. They switched over to me. And within 15 days, we had them under contract on a successful offer. We settled 30 days after that. People like those stories and they're great. And they showcase you and what your talents are and how you helped in a problem. Because keep in mind, that's what people are trying to do here. They're trying to figure out the how. You can also, explain the process settlement here. Just make sure your process, that the stuff that you're going to show, the content that you're going to show, has a happy ending on this. So that's always important too. If you want to show a video of that too, of the end of the process, I typically will do a video at settlement. Right after settlement, I pull them outside or pull them into an area with good light, and I say, hey, can you just give us an idea of how the process went for you? Was it tough? Was it easy? Were there things you liked or didn't like? And boom, I turn the camera on. They give me 15, 30, 45 seconds. I'm done. And that's great. I can edit that and use that in my content. Okay, moving on. 3 seconds. That's all you get to capture. That's it. You get 3 to 5 seconds to capture viewers' attention before they swipe left or swipe right. I forget which one it is. I'm not really in that portion anymore in my life, but I think it's swipe left. So that's the time it takes to capture a viewer attention. Now, if you're wondering why, particularly on YouTube, think about this. For every hour on YouTube, there gets uploaded 30,000 hours of content. I'll say that again. For every hour on YouTube, creators upload 30,000 hours of content. So to put that into context, that's everything that's ever been on TV or film between 1910 and 2010. 100 years of film fits into 1 hour of YouTube. That's phenomenal. So your question in that is, okay, that's a lot. How do I stand out? How do I differentiate myself from all the other creators? Okay, so finally, long-awaited viral video content formula. Here it is. It's pretty simple, but it's highly effective. So I'm going to break it down into 4 different steps. So step 1, the hook. This to me is the most important part, because if you don't get people to hook, they're going to swipe left. You're going to be gone. So you need to grab their attention. And a trick in doing this, here's pro tip number 2, is really to start as if you're in a conversation with them already. So always as if you're speaking directly to them. So if you use words like you or how or if to start the conversation, for example, if you're looking to buy a home in 2024, but don't know where to start, watch this video or start here or click here. Okay. Don't do what we, very often do, and I see this mistake, and I made it in the beginning too, is start, hey, my name's Kevin Bergiu. I'm a realtor in the Philadelphia area. That doesn't work. They don't know you yet. They don't care who you are. They come there to find out information or to solve a problem. That's what they want. So state the issue, hook them in, then do the intro. And that's what comes up next, your intro. So, again, introduce yourself. And when you're introducing yourself, you're doing it in 10 seconds. So once your hook is set, then do this. So briefly introduce yourself and maybe provide an example of credibility. For example, hi, my name's Kevin Bergiu. I'm a licensed real estate agent in the Philadelphia and South Jersey area, and I've helped over 400 clients find and achieve their dream of home ownership. Keep it short, keep it simple. It really should be like 10 seconds. That's it. Step 3 is the topic. So this relates back to your hook. So this is what your viewers came here for. So here's the meat of everything you're doing. So again, go through your video here. And this is the thing where YouTube shines. So in comparison, try teaching people, everything about home ownership or the process of searching for a home in a 30-second or 15-second or 45-second video on Instagram. It's not going to work. You can look cute. You can do the, ding, 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 all the different things that pop up. You'll need to do bing, 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 bing. It doesn't really teach them anything. Use that as a funnel to your YouTube channel. That's awesome. Use that as your hook. That's great. but you can't teach somebody something in 15 to 30 seconds or 60 seconds or even 120 seconds. It's too difficult to do. And they're not really going to get the in-depth point of step by step like you're getting here. So this YouTube is a great place to showcase and really take people through a process. For example, buying a home in 2024 starts with getting pre-approved for a mortgage and then speak about the process. And here's what here's what you're going to need. And this is step 4. This is your call to action. So this is what you want them to do after viewing your video. So your call to action is, hey, can you share this to other people in your network, or fill out this form to contact us, or give us a call. Whatever your call to action is, just be sure you have a clear statement and tag it at the end of that video. Okay, here's an example of a good video. I'm not going to play the whole thing, but this will give you an idea. She does many things pretty good here. So we'll get started.
What are the pros and cons of living in Las Vegas? Well, that's what we're talking about today, and we're starting right now.
So bingo, I hope you could hear that. That's her hook. She does her hook, and you see the hook took 7 seconds, maybe that. Okay, now she does her intro.
Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. I'm Angela O'Hare, a realtor here in Las Vegas, Nevada, with the O'Hare team at Urban Nest Realty.
Boom. That's the intro. Again, 5 to 7 seconds. Doesn't need to be long.
If this is your first time here, consider subscribing by clicking that little button down below and even that bell for notifications.
Now, I will tell you, I don't like doing this that early on, because if you really think about it, somebody who's coming on this channel and trying to learn information, well, they don't know if you're any good. Your information, this person's information may be something they don't like. So why would I already subscribe and click the bell without knowing whether the information's worth anything? So again, having said that, I wait till later on.
When you think of Las Vegas, you probably think of rolling the dice, playing the slot machines, and even walking the strip with a drink in hand. Locals know that this is a far cry from everything Las Vegas has to offer. Beyond the
So I'm not going to go through the whole thing again, but she goes into good detail in the meat of it, and then again at the end has a call for action. So okay, made it to part 3. Moving right along. Here's an example. Here's introducing YouTube Shorts. So keep in mind, YouTube Shorts is what YouTube did, and again, a year and a half ago, 2 years ago, to combat the loss of people over to Instagram and TikTok, everything like that. So for those of you who aren't familiar with Shorts or even short form videos themselves, here's a quick breakdown. Shorts are videos that are shot mostly on your smartphone. You can use a camera, 60 seconds or less. It used to be 30. They bumped it up to 60. I don't know that they're going to go longer. I haven't really seen any talk about that. These videos are designed to be short, bite-sized pieces of content that are easily digestible. So ideally they funnel the viewers back to your long form, which is back to your channel. And by the way, you can use Instagram and Facebook and TikTok to do that as well. So it's another form. Think of this like a hook. It's another hook to get someone back. It's the top of the funnel. You want to get them down to the bottom. So they're accessible on the YouTube app. As we stated previously, they're designed to compete with those channels like TikTok and Instagram. So let's walk through how to create a short very briefly. Not to worry, it's really super simple. Step 1, download. Go to the App Store, download YouTube app on your smartphone, and log into it with your YouTube account. Okay, step 2, create your short. This is all going to seem really familiar, and there's a reason for that. You tap the plus icon. Sounds like Instagram to me. And tap create short. Next, continuing on here, this is what your screen is going to look like. Oh, does this look familiar too? there's a big red button if you want to just push the button and create it and start do a quick creation, a quick reel. But everything on here, all the controls, you have all the same options. Matter of fact, I actually, after looking at this pretty intensely, this has more control than I think the Instagram one, and I like the layout of it better. So I might switch from using Instagram to do my videos to using this one. But again, on the right hand side, you'll see all the controls, the options that come with creating. So there's the completion bar when you're done. You can add music. You can tap on your video for 15, 30, 45 seconds. You can add special effects. You can zoom in and out. So it has a green screen timer. So it's really got a lot of things that you can do, just like you can on the other ones. And I even think it has more options. Okay, step 3, once you're finished recording your short, it's time to edit. Now you have a lot of editing options with the app. You can add sound effects, the trending music, text, voiceover, which is, this is really good to use this also for getting a hook into virtual tours. So you can do your virtual tour on it, put that on your YouTube channel, and then create a short to bring people to it. So you can do all those things on here after you're done. Once you're done, guess what you do? Click next. Okay, it's time to post. You want to title your short. So here's some of the metadata stuff too. You want to title your short with keywords relating to your video and the industry. It also, you can also add some emojis to humanize it a bit. Make sure that you change the visibility. This is one thing that you have to know to do. Change your visibility. And again, you can refer back to this. I don't expect you to remember all this, but you can go back to the YouTube channel for Lab Coat Agents, and it'll have it on there in a couple days. But make sure you change that visibility to public. It starts out, I think it starts out and defaults to private. So you want to change to public and then just tap to upload the short. That's it. So best practices. So here's some of the best practices to use when considering shorts. Again, keep in mind what your goal is to promote your channel by funneling the shorts videos back to the long form video. For example, again, like a virtual tour, that's a good example. Make sure you show your face. Don't be intimidated. Users prefer human interaction throughout the video, and they like to know who they're getting this information from. So you can tease your audience by providing little hints at a new property coming online. You can promote an event that's coming on. And you can also jump on trends. So to figure out what's trending, just go to YouTube Shorts. Find out what other people in your area, or go to different areas, but in your field, are doing. And swipe and deploy. Okay, we're up to part 4. How you all feeling so far? Okay, we're stretched. Where are we on time-wise? Still have a little. We're good. Okay, so it's a lot of information. I hope you're finding this great information. I hope you really find and have a good idea. We're going to go from now the beginning part to more like, okay, we're going to get into a little bit of the details and the weeds in doing this. Remember, you'll have access to this video later on. Here's tools and resources for success. So here's what you're going to need. Number 1, no surprise, bright lighting, quality audio, and a camera or a smartphone, either one. So let's break those down. So there's a ton of lighting options basically on Amazon. You can choose one that you like. Here's what I recommend. I like using a ring light that hits directly into your face. I like one, and they're available fairly cheap, $50 or less. I like a couple things of options on your ring light. Number 1, make sure it has a phone holder in the middle of it so that you're looking at it, it gets good light on you. Number 2, I'd like one that goes from very small, that's very kind of, portable, to, one that can stand, 4 or 5 feet tall, maybe even taller, so it can get you in the middle. so you can take it with you everywhere and use it as a selfie stick, and uncollapse it and use it as a full ring light and tripod. And I also look for a couple different things on my ring light. I look for one that has a Bluetooth remote to your phone so that you can get the on and off. I think that's really important. Number two, I'd like one where it's not just on lights, off lights. So one that you can adjust not only the lighting up or down, but has separate lighting for daylight and different softer lighting. So it has yellow LEDs and white LEDs. So because in different situations, your lighting is going to be different in different rooms. So you want to be able to adjust that. And again, all that, I mean, that may be a little bit more expensive, maybe 75 or 80 bucks, but it's still relatively cheap. Okay, if you're looking to upgrade or you record a lot of content, maybe you do it in a studio, you can use studio lighting. I have some. I actually use this when I'm going to someone else's office to record stuff. That's when I bring my studio lighting. And three, make sure you have a phone holder. Very helpful. Okay, audio. So again, Amazon was great. A mini lavalier mic like this one here. I use that quite often. I actually now have one that's Bluetooth cordless. So again, I can stick it anywhere. It's very, very helpful. You can hold it in your hand, put it anywhere and hide it if you want. They're great. A boom mic is better mostly if you're doing interviews. So because they can go omnidirectional. You can usually dictate how you want that to record. A little embarrassing secret I will tell you, I bought a very nice looking boom mic, spent good money on it, hated the way it sounds. So what do? I take my little wireless Bluetooth lavalier mic and I clip it on the inside where you, the viewer, can't see it, and I use that. So, and for you people who want to be Ron Howard and want to be a producer, you can get a camera mic as well. You can add it right on top of the camera, and it'll do a phenomenal job. Okay, some recording tips. Okay, if you're intimidated about recording your first video or any video, you're not alone. Welcome to the class. Join the club. Here are some tips that'll help you overcome that. Number one, make an outline. So where did I put it? Here we go. Here's my outline. YouTube, metadata, and analytics. So, again, I make an outline of what I want to talk about. I do the talking points. I put it, below, above, right, on my light, right where I can read it so it looks like I'm reading it. Or if you're using a camera, there are so many different apps that will turn your phone into a teleprompter. So you can find that helpful too. Make sure you're facing your light. Sideways doesn't work. This way works. Get your full face in your light. It'll look much more flattering on video. Smile, breathe. Remember to smile. You're trying to be engaging to people. And believe it or not, breath control can be important. Look into the camera lens. This is important. I will tell you that if you see me looking down, it's because that's where I have my little face on there, and I always want to see how I look, which is really stupid. I should have trained myself not to do that, but it's just natural. We want to see ourselves. So what I do is sometimes I hide that, and I'll take a tiny photograph of someone I really like, and I'll put that next to my the lens on my laptop, and I'll pretend I'm talking to them, like I'm talking to a friend. That's really engaging. People really look at that, and again, they want to like you. They want to feel comfortable with you. The more comfortable you feel, the more comfortable they feel. And remember your formula: hook, intro, topic, call to action. Keep those in your mind when you're looking at that. Kind of run them in the back of your mind. And remember this. This is probably the two most important things. Done is more important than perfect. I see so many videos today that I know people spend hours on them because it's just picture perfect, but that's not relatable. I keep my flubs in. I keep, and I just laugh about them and go, oh, sorry, that's not what I meant to say. I keep that in because people want to relate to you. People want to relate to people who are like them, not movie stars, not perfect people. They can't relate to those people. So I find the drive in this era right now to have everything perfect to be a little bit ludicrous. I think that that's not humanizing it. People want to know you and like you, so that they can come to trust you. And I think the more you show that you're just like them, the more apt they are to like you. And the last thing is practice. Um, I mean, I know this content pretty well because we put together these classes. Even so, last night and actually twice yesterday, I practiced this class ahead of time and made small changes when I did that. So practice, practice, practice. I practice my classes before I hold them. I lay it out, I figure out what I want to do because it makes you feel more comfortable and confident in what you're doing. And listen, I you know, don't always assume like I was a DJ, former life, long time ago, 30 years ago. So you could drop me in front of 300 people, right? I could get them to dance, get them to like me, get them to have a great time. So I thought I'd be a natural in front of the camera. Nay, nay, not so much. No, it took me a long time. You can ask Christina, I was like Mr. Roboto. I was very stiff. So it took a while to do that. Don't be too hard on yourself. Just do it more and more. The more you do it, the better you'll be at it. Okay, I'm not going to beat a dead horse there. And ultimately, the best piece of advice is to just be consistent. Do it once a week at least. Try and get something up there. And that way people come to expect it and will look for it. The more you post, the better your content will end up being, and the faster you'll get to that better portion. Okay, part 5, we're approaching the final stretch in this masterclass. It's all about editing and optimizing your videos for success. There's a lot to unpack here. This is a really important part. Let me check in the chat. I haven't done that a little bit. Okay, great. That's awesome. Okay. All right. So moving forward. So let's talk about video editing. I'm not good at it. I'll tell you that right now. I'm the type of person that if I try and edit all my own videos, I will spend 10, 12, 14 hours editing a 15-second video clip. I should never do that. It's a waste of my time. The most I do is edit, I shorten it. It was this big, I make it that big. That's about my expertise on editing the video. But you may want to do it. It may be something that you want control of the process. That's awesome. So again, you can go to iMovie. There's some different options here. Do-it-yourselfers, iMovie, Adobe Premiere, Final Cut Pro, Filmora. There's Filmer too, Animoto, Windows Movie Maker. I use one very often called Clips. It's very simple. I can use it very easily, and I use that for a lot of stuff. Or let's say that's not your best thing. You want to outsource it. Awesome. You can go to Fiverr, Upwork, Freelancer, VidChops. There's local agencies that you can use. And again, for a low amount of money, you can do that. Okay. Now, here's the Geek Squad stuff. Now, normally we don't go into too much metadata and analytics, but YouTube has especially good out of any platform, social media platform I've seen. They've got some of the best use that can help you if you learn to optimize through their metadata. So what is metadata? It's a fancy word. It's information that's used to describe the information in your video, in each video. So titles, thumbnails, captions, keywords, keywords and tags, comments, analytics, key performance indicators. They're all in and considered metadata. So we're going to walk you through each one briefly. Let's go through titles and descriptions. So you can see here some of the titles are great. Free houses. I love how he's got the money there. Jennifer has, number one thing to buying a house in 2023, buying a house, prepare now. So all these are good. So YouTube, as we said before, is the second largest search engine in the web. Um, so we talked about creating a good title in the short section. So let's go a little bit further into it. When it comes to titles, it's important to note that YouTube is a search engine and people will be searching it by using keywords. So it's not that they know that they're using keywords. You want to know what are the keywords they're using to search so that you can put those keywords in your titles, in your descriptions, so that they will find your video. So take note of that. Include the appropriate keywords in your title. If you want a good topic keyword search engine, DM me. I'll give you the one that I use, and we'll go over some others in here too. But here's a couple of other best practices. Keep your titles within 70 characters, and that includes spaces. Mention the keyword you want to rank for the title, and spark interest using words like without, although, or to. So those are some of the best practices. Thumbnails. This is really important. Again, remember the front door analogy. So thumbnails, it's one of the most integral parts of a successful YouTube video. It's the first thing that captures somebody's viewer's attention. Again, if you've got an attractive thumbnail, swipe right. If it doesn't really tell them anything, what they need to know, doesn't pique their interest, swipe left. They're out of there. So think of it as an advertisement poster for your video. So 90% of the top ranked YouTube videos have custom thumbnails. A lot of us just take, a piece of whatever video we have and we use that for the thumbnail and put some words to it. I have Home Buying You by Kevin Bergeau, which is one of my YouTube channels. And I have on there Bergeau briefs, which are all customized thumbnails. Christina did that, not me. But you can go on there, but there's a lot of, look at some good attractive thumbnails. And here's a way to create them. You might just one day take your camera, take a whole bunch of pictures of you in different poses, change blouses or shirts, get a whole bunch on there, and then you'll have that to go to every time. You can point towards different things where you think that you'll have those keywords put in there. So you can use them. Take those posed photos, upload them into Canva, and you can store them. Make sure that you know where you're storing them. Put a name to that file that'll make sense to you. Let's talk captions. So unbeknownst to me, I found out last year that 85% of people scroll through the videos with the sound off. That made no sense to me. Like, what good is that? But, when you think about it, people are doing this surreptitiously at work sometimes, and they work in cubicles. Guess what? They don't want everyone else to hear what they're doing. So a lot of people do it with the sound off. So we use captions. They help, write down all the words. A ton of viewers will do this. So it also, by the way, helps boost the SEO, because now all the words that are written, there's keywords in what you're talking about in the video, they'll show up and help your SEO as well. Best practices with captions. Basically, you can use the auto-generating captioning provided by YouTube or Instagram, whatever works for you. I find that the easiest. You can also add your own captions by utilizing a video editing software, or you can outsource it. I think provider Rev does it. So that's the 3 ways you can do that. Again, I find the automatic way. Just make sure that you edit it, because just because you think you're speaking clearly and enunciating properly does not mean that the audio picks it up that way. And sometimes when you read through and edit it, you'll be amazed at what it thought that you said. And they can be really embarrassing if you don't catch them and you post them before you even look at them. I've done it. That's how I know. Okay. So we talked about the importance of adding keywords to everything: your title, description, thumbnails, and even your video files. When you name those video files, selecting keywords are the key to getting content seen by your audience, by the right people. So it's good practice to conduct a keyword search or do some keyword research, at least on a quarterly basis. Find out what's trending, because that changes. and make sure you select the right category. In your case, it would be real estate. Okay. So here's some tools. Keyword research is not exactly a cakewalk. So here's some tools to help you. Keywords Everywhere provides suggested keywords, monthly search volume, and competitive score. So it actually scores what what keywords are working the best, and you can put a keyword in there, and it'll give you a score on it. TubeBuddy has come to my attention recently, and that's a Chrome extension that really provides suggested tags, an option to tag your videos, and it'll really improve your reach. I'm actually going to be checking that out, and I think starting to use that. It looked really interesting to me. Okay, comments. So when you do a video, one of the things you want is engagement, right? You want people to make comments. Here's the number 2 mantra in all social media and in real estate in general. Conversations lead to contracts. So you want to engage conversations. You want to get people to make comments. So the first thing is Google, which is YouTube, ranks comments. Like when someone does, a Google review of you, right? You should always go and answer that review. Negative or positive, doesn't matter. You should always answer it. Google monitors that stuff, and that helps you. It figures into their algorithm. So it's the same thing here. If someone makes a comment, answer them. They might have some questions. Make sure that you get a hold of them, answer them, because comments turn into conversations. Again, conversations lead to contracts. Don't post and ghost and just try and watch the reviews roll in or the numbers roll up. You need to be actively participating. So you can also comment on other people's accounts and provide valuable content that maybe people go, oh, I like that. Wonder what this person has. Bingo. Now you've got a new follower. All right, to make sure that you never miss a comment, yes, turn on that alarm bell here, your notifications, clicking on the bell icon in your YouTube interface. Again, if you want people to contribute, one of the things you can do is ask a question in your comment section and pin it to the top of your comment section so that when people were maybe looking at it and going to make a comment, they could see a question that you're asking them. Like, how do you do XYZ? Or what did you think about something in the video? And that will get more comments. More comments pushes the algorithm. It's awesome. And also, once in a while, you're going to get a troll. Usually it's a competitor. If you just have a troll, know that, this isn't, your Google business profile where you don't have control over what people say. Here you do. If it's a troll, you don't like their comment, delete it. It's your channel. Okay, switching gears over to analytics. We're wrapping up. While this might not sound like fun, it's an important part of your content marketing strategy. Say that fast. Analyzing your data will help you improve your content over time. I can't tell you how often this comes into play. So when you're trying to figure out content, right? Like, what do I post? What's working? YouTube does an amazing job, far better than most other platforms, in telling you what you're doing that's working and what's not working, how people are getting to you. So this looking good. Your channel got 3 million views in the last 20. Wow, that's a lot. Okay, but it tells you where they came from. So here, let's go into it a little bit. Okay, so in the analytics section, you'll be able to view 4 different pieces of data. You're going to be able to look at an overview of everything, give you an overall ranking, but you can see on your content, all the different stuff you're posting, which videos are performing best, right? What's working, what's growing, what's getting more likes, who's viewing it, who's watching your video, what keywords brought them there, how are they getting to you? So, and where are they going afterwards? All that is really vitally important. That information is gold. And again, so you'll get to see how many views you have, how long they watched you, what part they watched, audience retention, demographics, traffic sources. All this is awesome. Keep in mind also that YouTube looks at where they go afterwards. So are they going to another video of yours, which is okay, that's great. Are they just clicking off? That's not so good. YouTube wants to keep people on there. So, on the right-hand side, it'll have suggested videos for that person as they're looking at your video. Well, guess what? Maybe you want to find somebody, maybe not in your marketplace, but doing the same thing you're doing, who has a good video and says, hey, if you want to learn more about the subject, so and so has a great video. Now they go from yours, they click on that, bingo. YouTube loves that, pushes the algorithm, gets you more views, gets you in front of more people. Okay, ready? Last but not least, we made it to the sixth and final portion. Thank you for sticking this out. Yeah, in the masterclass, amazing job. Let's finish off with some fun content. Let's take a look at what some rock star realtors are doing and creating really good channels and really good video. Give you some examples of it. Okay, so first, this is Dan O'Neill. Now, Dan O'Neill is one of the top producing real estate teams in Long Island, New York, and he's only 31 years old at this point. He's only been doing this for a couple years. He credits most of his success on social media, and he consistently posts content of all different types. Again, I'm not crazy about this banner. It doesn't really tell me much. And by the way, this was a year ago, so when I copied his, so he's got a lot more viewers since then. But he does something really interesting I wanted to point out that you can do. So what he does is he creates chapters. So he divides and creates an index for the video, because you might have a 20-minute video. Well, if somebody wants to get to minute 17 because that's where you're covering something, they're not going to know that. And maybe they won't watch the whole video, so they'll just swipe left and find someone who gets to the point faster. But if you point to that and say, if here's what's between minute 17 and 18 and a half, and that's what they're looking for, boom, they go to that. Make it easier. Again, we always want to do that. I haven't done this yet on mine. I'm looking for a faster way to do it. Researching that. If I find it, I'll post it on the channel. But you can browse his channel. He does a mix of short and long form. It's pretty good. And that's Dan. This one I absolutely love. So here's another one, living in Dallas, which is not good if you're an Eagles fan over here in Philly and South Jersey. But anyhow, living in Dallas is a really great channel. It's community-based, community-focused, through and through. And take a look at this banner, which really says it all. Number one, say hablo español, so they can talk to you in Spanish. You can get this done in Spanish, and other things. They're veteran-owned. You can click on here and set up a Zoom meeting with them. There's so many things they have on their banner it's all the right things. It tells what they do, buy, sell, invest. It gives links to them. They've got 21,000. Again, this was 6 months ago when I did this one, so they probably have more than that. But they have 21,000 subscribers. And here's something interesting. Look at this this particular video, and they tell you that they do videos weekly. But look at this video, right? It's about a $3.8 million house. Look at the number of views, 68,000 views. And that was, again, 6 months ago, year ago. I mean, that's phenomenal. So not only is this team showcasing multi-million-dollar properties, they highlight local businesses and other things to do in the Dallas metro area. Really, really well done. I highly urge you to look at it. There's another one, the Thomas Group. It's a team of Las Vegas realtors that provide market updates. They provide insights on what's happening in the industry and in that area. It tells you, again, their banner tells you everything that you need to know. It's a well done banner. They've got the whole team on there, which really humanizes not only them, but the whole team. So it's great branding. You also have the chance to get to know their teams. Again, humanizing that brand is awesome. You don't have to reinvent the wheel, by the way. So when you're looking at all the stuff, you can swipe and deploy it, because when you do stuff, even if you copy what someone's doing, because listen, again, how many ways can you light a fire? you can throw gas on it, you can use a match, you can use kindling. I mean, there's only so many ways you can, use a torch, light a fire, right? So, but you're going to bring your personality, your way of presentation, which, even though you're presenting the same stuff, may be different than the way someone else does it. And it's very likely to be different. So, if you want to see how other people are doing, just type in, living in whatever city you're in, or even do it in other cities, see how other people are doing and see what comes up, review it, go through it. I think we have another chat here. You can do chapters to let people know what's on the video. Yes. Okay. We got that. Okay. So next, let's wrap up. And here I will say, in leading and researching classes like this, you start to realize the type of marketplace that we're in, and reviews make all the difference. So if you enjoyed today, if you got something out of it, if you found it had a lot of content that can help you either start a channel or go further into your channel, do me a favor, please leave us a review. It helps us do more of this type of content. And in that review, if there's something that you're finding missing, that you need information on, reach out, put it in the review. Happy to see if we get enough people. We're happy. Again, we have 17 classes so far. We're happy to look at more classes, something that makes sense. If there's a bunch of people that really want to learn something, I'm happy to do the research and find out. This is a recap of today. So you learned how to set up your YouTube channel, the hook, intro, topic, call to action, YouTube Shorts, the new TikTok, lighting, audio. You'll get everything you need. We covered how to outsource your videos. We unpacked how to edit and your metadata and your analytics, and follow realtors that are doing it right. Don't forget to follow them too. So again, if you'd like more help, we love to partner with like-minded realtors. I mean, we're a mortgage team, but this is what we do. We're always looking to partner with people who want to learn. Everybody can promise you great rates, good service, but we want to help you grow your brand. That's what we want to do. We want to grow together. And that's why I love coming here on LabCo, because that's what they are all about, helping you grow, making your real estate dreams come true. Here's some of the classes. Here's a partial list. We have 17 right now. Our goal in hosting the classes is to help you become a modern agent and grow your business. If you're open to that conversation, just DM us, and we're happy to get that. We're going to open it up for questions. You can unmute yourself, I think, and ask questions. We've got these questions here, which I think we've answered most of them. So if anyone does have questions, please feel free. I know we ran a little bit over. We're 6 or 7 minutes over. And you can see what classes are coming soon by grabbing onto that too. Okay. Again, if you think of questions, because very often you're doing this stuff later on, you go, oh, I should have asked that. Don't hesitate to reach out to us, DM us. We're happy to answer all your questions. We hope that you guys have really enjoyed this. Again, my name is Kevin Berjou. We hope to see you soon. We have another class coming at the end of September. So look out for that one. It's pretty apropos. It's winning strategies for buyers agents, and some of this applies to listing agents. It's all about how to elevate your process, especially with what's going on in NAR, how to do your elevator speech, how to convince people to use you, how to convince them to sign that buyer's representation, and do so in doing it in the right mindset. So look for that. I think that's September. I don't know if it's the 26th or 28th, but glad you enjoyed it. Thank you so much. Hope to see you soon.